Hello everyone, today is Monday and we have our regular DevSync. We'll share updates from the team from last week and plans for the immediate future. Vlad, do you want to start?
Yeah. Hello everyone. Last week, most of the time was with Jeremiah and Lucian discussing the domain design discussions. Post that, I was also working on some of the to-dos for the light client. I'm still not done with it yet. I should have a PR in a day or two regarding that. And I was also spending some time looking at the next steps for the light client, specifically looking at the Substrate Connect, uh, the same discussion that we had about if we can plug in our own consensus into it so that we don't have to fork it out. Uh, I think we would need to fork out at least for a period of time before we get some more abstract changes into them so that we can plug in later. But I will have more notes on that over this week once I have a clear path for it. This week, again, continue discussing with Lucian and Jeremiah and also finish up the light client work that I've started. And yeah, for now, that's pretty much it.
Did you try to discuss that Substrate Connect with upstream folks if they are willing to accept something like that?
No, not yet. I was mostly spending time on seeing how much can we do to make that more abstract. I do not have any concrete path yet for me to actually start any discussions there. But once I have a bit of an idea, maybe I can start something so that if they are more approachable or not, or maybe something else.
Yeah, I'm just afraid they're not very modular by design, so maybe they'll be opposed to that, but maybe we can at least reuse some components of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any questions, comments from the team? All right, Shamil, you're next.
Sure. Last week, I refactored object mapping request response protocol with major input from Nazar and added ParityDB as a persistence provider for the networking parameters. Also, I started researching how to verify synchronized pieces on the farmer using the blockchain. This is my current plan for the week, to verify pieces on the farmer side. And that's it.
Okay. I'm sure there will be more things for this week that will not occupy all of your time. Okay, Daria, what about you?
I mean, I think that, well, in my opinion, I am finished with the making edits to the spec that, again, I thought were necessary. So I am now either waiting on additional input on that or next things to do.
Okay, that's something for Jeremiah to think about, I think.
Yeah, after we have our discussion, Nazar, about the consensus upgrades, then we're gonna set a meeting with Daria. So hopefully by the end of the day today, we'll have some time for that, Daria.
Okay.
To review
I
that.
mean, in the meantime, I just went back to the onboarding guide that you sent me because there were some parts that I skipped. So I just, well, I'm going through that.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, Ozgan?
Yeah, I've been working on 3 different things. One of them is the workflow. So there are a lot of bugs, but I will not describe them since it will not be productive in here. Spent some of the days with that. Nazar helped me because I hit a wall on there. Now we made huge progress. Now only Linux build is left to be fixed. And I'm waiting some fix from Justin about the macOS signing because it was working previously, now it fails. Probably we have to update some keys or password. Other than that, the second thing I'm working on is the node restart feature. We can implement that again because there were a bug related to Substrate and it was fixed now, so I can do that. For that, we had to upgrade the dependencies for Substrate, Monorepo, and Rust. So I made a PR about that. Nazar made some suggestions. I'm working on it today. Hopefully it will be finished and merged. And tomorrow I will continue with the node restart feature.
Okay. Go ahead,
Thanks,
Jeremiah.
Hoskin. Sounds like you've been busy. Just a note, so as part of Arthur's responsibilities, he's actually going to be taking over all the signing keys for desktop application, the administrative management of all that stuff. So Justin, just make sure that you're able to pass all that stuff off to him. So that's all of our keys for all of the different desktop OS environments that we have. And then Arthur, you'll be if you can help Oskin with getting that configured properly.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
So I should contact with Arthur from now on about the signing keys. Okay, thank you.
All right. Other comments to Ozgan? Cool. Justin, you're next.
Yeah, so on my end, last week I was working on some of the community initiatives that we've had going. We had the announcement for the surprise allocation, so I worked on an FAQ with that and everything with the community team, and also been working on some improvements to the global channels to just kind of improve that process and improve how we can onboard new channels with new languages as we go on. Moving into this week, we'll be continuing to finalize that up and get that published today, and then start working on localization for the main website, and also work on some various other community-related tasks. And I know we also have the new snapshot coming out with documentation improvements coming as well. Should I say updates rather?
Okay, thank you. Any questions to Justin? Serge, you're next on my screen.
As usual, was focused on Subspace desktop. Most of the time I was working on adding Pinia store for our Vue.js front-end application. Yeah, a lot of refactoring, moved most of the logic from components to the store. Currently, I'm trying to integrate some basic unit testing, and I'm having issues with that. It seems like Tauri related, so I posted a question on Discord. And next, I will be working on adding error state, so we can add error component. We have an issue for that. Also, I have created a pre-release today, so we can try this community involvement that we discussed last Tuesday. And also I was exploring automated testing solution for Subspace desktop. It's called WebDriver. This is the one recommended by Tauri team. Yeah, that's all.
All right, awesome. Any questions, comments from the team to Serge? Okay, Ivan, you're next then.
Okay, sure. So during last week, I was fixing the DSN test, and I didn't manage to fix that, so I passed it to Nazar. Thanks a lot. Apart from that, there was a PR to the Substrate telemetry, which was adding the GeoIP DB, the offline database for the geolocation. It was finally merged last week. Apart from that, I finalized the PR related to reverse iteration for the ParityDB. So yeah, I think by the end of today it will be merged. Apart from that, I also published the pull request, which does some bunch of factoring on the Subspace network inside. Yeah, it moves the get pieces by range handlers and yeah, requests and that kind of things into the farmer. Yeah, I already received the comments from Shamil. I will fix that today. Yeah, and also started working on the graceful shutdown for the farmer. Yeah, apart from that, this week I will do the task related to the verifying information from the DSN, like pieces and that kind of stuff. At least we'll start on that. Yeah, that's all on my end.
Please coordinate that with Shamil because he's already working on that. So you
Sure.
don't do the same work twice. Maybe you can switch to something else.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Cool. Alexei, what about you?
I was busy last week on finalizing migration and also on enabling workers for repositories. So we will have 3 runners for GitHub, 1 for Mac, 1 for Windows, and 1 for Linux. Also, I'm planning to finish it this week, Monday, Tuesday, something like this.
Okay, sounds good. We are long overdue with workers to accelerate our builds. Everyone will be very, very happy. Lucien, what about you?
Okay, so on my end, last week, as mentioned by Wade, I was primarily having some discussions with Wade and Jeremiah on the domains. There's no code contributions last week. So there's some updates on the back pressure PR and the flaky executive test, but I think we have to have some more discussions before moving forward on the protocol call. Yeah, this week, I think we'll just continue the domains designs. Hopefully, I can have some progress on the pending back pressure PR. Yeah, pretty much it.
Okay. Arthur, do you have anything to share this time?
I'm still continuing my onboarding. As mentioned, we opened up some tickets for the testing that Serge is working on. That's about it on my end.
Okay. On my side, I've been working on a few things. First of all, on the monorepo, updated some documentation for the upcoming snapshot. It's already built, it's just not marked as release yet. There were fixes for the DSN test. There were upgrades for Substrate and Rust to fix some of the issues we had and some of the features. And there was also fast sync support merged just 12 hours ago. That basically allows us to sync the blockchain without processing transactions. It's not the light client yet. It still downloads the full block, but it doesn't care about anything outside of the header. So the groundwork for the light client is technically there, but the light client itself is removed from Substrate, and even Lost parts were cleaned up last week. So we'll have to figure out how to make that work. But that is at least in place, and that's the first step, and it will also help Vlad with his work on the light client, because some of this stuff that we've added to the header will be useful there. As I mentioned, Gemini 1B snapshot was released or created. It includes some fixes that we have accumulated through last month. And there was also some communication upstream that didn't quite result in many things as of right now, but I think it's moving forward. And this week, and also I was working on the kind of roadmap for the Gemini 2, what needs to happen and why, and also created a board in GitHub that everyone can track in terms of the progress and priority of different tickets. So we have a little bit more structure there in terms of what needs to be worked on and what is the priority comparing to other tickets, so we can drive the critical path forward. And for this week, I'll be working some more on that board in GitHub to add more tickets, so we have a bigger pipeline in front of us and clearer roadmap. I will also fix a few problems. There is, first of all, flakiness with the runtime build on the desktop side that I believe is still not resolved. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we also got some of our servers blocked, probably due to misconfiguration. I need to figure that out and send a request to unblock them. And I'm also planning to test, either me or someone else will test the support for the DSN sync on the farmer side, and we'll see if it works and how it works. And from there, there is probably more work to be done there, but we'll figure it out once we get things going. Yeah, and outside of that, it's usually many many pull requests to review and things to discuss. Okay, any questions or comments to me? All right, Jeremiah, do you have anything to share before we close the recording? No? Cool, thanks everyone for watching then, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place.